Hello, hello, and welcome to my first video this month for Wild Whisper Designs using the brand new World's Best collection. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to create a layout that does not necessarily go along with the theme of the collection, but it's going to show you how really kind of versatile this collection is. And I'm going to use lots and lots of products from the Wild Whisper shop, including lots of different stamp sets. Two, I think. I used the one from Rooted Love, the Rooted Love stamp set, and the Focus on You stamp set. Two of my, I love their stamps. I'm having so much fun playing with their stamps. So I'm going to start with this border paper, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. You saw me kind of fold it. And then I'm going to cut it in half kind of diagonally. And I'm going to use this type of a layout design. I have two photos here. They were taken 2 days apart. So the top one was taken, and it's a picture of my irises popping up out of the ground, getting ready to, get up there and bloom. And then the bottom photo is what happened 2 days later. So for me, I always enjoy scrapbooking a couple of photos of each season when the season changes. And so that's what this is going to be about. These beautiful, gorgeous floral cut files are from the Wild Whisper Design Shop, and they're free. They're free, and they're beautiful. They're so beautiful. They go along with the World's Best collection, and I will say they're very, very delicate. So when you put them into your Cameo and go ahead to to cut them, size them to be quite large. Don't size them small. Size them quite large, and then they will cut beautifully, just like they did for me. So what I'm doing here is I wanted to have a little bit of a border or divide between my two sheets of paper, so I got just a really light pink washi tape from my stash, and we're going to go ahead and use that on this part. So as you know, I like to make my own embellishments, and I like to use every little bit, and I really love to incorporate the cards that come in the Wild Whisper card packs into my layout designs. So I went ahead and I popped 2 circles from that peach card and a larger circle from this floral card, and you never even know that I punched it from those cards, because the parts I punched from are the parts that are going to be hidden underneath my pictures. So now I'm just using my Scotch Tacky glue and a fine line bile to glue down my cut file, and I only glued it down just a little bit along the stems of the leaves because I wanted it to have that dimension. So this spring is a cut file from the Silhouette store, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. I'm using Ultinew. I think the color is Forest Green or Fern Green, and I'm just using an ink blending tool to color that cut file this green color, which it matches the greens in the collection just perfectly. And so that's going to be part of my title, but it's just going to be the top part. And now I'm going to go ahead and focus on those punched circles that I created after I get this good and stuck down. I'm one to make sure that things are stuck down. But you can see in that cut file how just doing the little branches kind of gives the leaves a lift and creates these lovely shadows, which I think is a really kind of fun look. I love that organic dimensional look of having things kind of not quite stuck down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some of these stamps on these circles. I knew I wanted to bring in that gorgeous bird from the Rooted Love collection, and then I'm going to take some of the little leaves and stems and twigs from the Focus on You stamp collection, and I am stamping. So all of my stamping is going to be done using 2 ink pads. One of them is Close to My Heart Whisper, which is a lovely darkish gray. It's a dark gray, but it's beautiful gray. And the other one is that Ultinew dye ink, crisp. It's one of their crisp inks. And I do think it's called Forest Green. I'm trying to read the little mini cube up in the top of my video. So yeah, I do think that's what it's called. And of course I'm inking on my edges with Hickory Smoke Distress ink. And so I'm just going to go through here. I want to put some green leaves onto that peach circle. And there is my trick for perfectly getting brand new stamps to stamp that you never used. Rub it on your arm, and then it will stamp perfectly right away. And these are little leaf stamps. These are on the Focus on You stamp set. And I'm putting them here kind of specifically at a spot. I want it to kind of go around my photo a little bit. And so that's how I'm kind of choosing my placement there by leaving it on my scrapbook page. So I know I'm getting it just right. So I'm going to fidget with that for a minute and get it exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a little more adhesive on my photos because they're kind of slipping around a little bit. I had just initially put just a little bit in the middle of them to tack them down a bit. This is another one of the stamps from the Rooted Love collection. It looks like two little dots. I love the stamps. The Rooted Love collection has the stamps have these really cool stamps that are like splashes or dots, and they're super useful and awesome. And these are, okay, so if you are a subscriber to my channel, you know that I love to throw sequins on things. And did you know that Spiegel Mom Scraps designs exclusive sequins to go with most of Wild Whisper Designs collections, and I love them. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sequin mixes. Of course I love them, right? That would totally make sense to all of my subscribers that watch me quite often. So I used this exclusive sequin mix that matches the world's best collection and sprinkled them around into the top part of my layout. Now I'm going to work on the bottom part. So my idea for this layout is I wanted the top part to be springy and light and airy and organic and really cool. And then I want the bottom part to be more subdued because I'm not going to do a lot of journaling for this layout. I'm not going to do any journaling. In fact, I'm letting the mood of the layout and the photos and then the dates that I'm going to add to my layout tell the story of how, we had warm weather, it was really springy, my irises were coming up, and then 2 days later we got a snowstorm. So that's and I don't feel like I need to journal that or write that. I feel like I can tell that story with the mood and the products that I chose and how I'm going about doing this. So the top part of my layout has the peach and is bright and cheery, and then you're going to see the bottom part of the layout where I add more subdued colors, have a more subdued color palette. I'm going to use a little bit of things like this coffee cup, and that is a wood veneer from the No Place Like Home collection, which you can find in the Wild Whisper shop. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this branch stamp, which is from the Rooted Love stamp set, and I'm going to place it over here. I love the idea. Okay, so this branch, I love this idea. I've had it for a long time, and I just needed the right pictures and the right stories to kind of make it come to life, so to speak. So I'm going ahead and I'm just stamping this branch. I'm using some scraps and different things I have hanging out on my table to go ahead and do this. And now these are from Emerald Creek. These are also in the Wild Whisper shop, and they're little snowflake charms. So I'm going to go ahead and use them and kind of hang them from my branch. And then I add 2 more off to the side, and I used one of those little like splattery stamps from the Rooted Love stamp set to create the look of very abstract steam coming from my cup. And then I added the rest of my title, which is Or Not. So the full title of my layout is Spring or Not, with that second date and then some more sequins, and that will finish this layout off. I hope you've enjoyed my layout today, and I hope you will check out the blog post and all these super fun products from Wild Whisper, and have a great rest of your week. Bye!